Welcome to this week's Fireside Chat with Jesse. I am joined today by Doug Williams, president of JDR Solutions. Thanks, Doug, for joining me today.
I'm glad to be here. Thank you, Jesse.
Anytime, man. So just kind of want to jump right into it here. Tell us a little bit more about yourself and JDR Solutions, if you don't mind.
Not at all. Appreciate the opportunity. JDR, there was a handful of us, half a dozen or so, back in 1998, 1999, that were employees of what was Newcourt Financial, founded in Toronto. Their Indianapolis, Indiana was their U.S. headquarters. Late in 99, they got bought out by CIT out of Parsippany, New Jersey. And story goes, they came into the office, they loved it, 5 stories downtown on the Circle in Indianapolis, great operations center, they're going to make it grow. That was like in November, and then they came back in February and passed out 300 pink slips. They closed it down. Ultimately, by June of 2001, the remaining 10 or so of us, they asked us to move to Parsippany, New Jersey, and we politely said thank you, but no thank you. And we formed JDR as a consulting company to the equipment leasing finance world, just doing what we do, helping clients with their questions, their successes on how do I handle this transaction. So it was purely a consulting business at that point in time. JDR was formed from John, Richard, and Doug. John Schaffner, Richard Lewis, Doug Williams. We're all still with the company today, although I am the majority owner, president, if you would. But we came across a few portfolios that needed servicing. We were asked if we could do it. We formed a relationship with IDS and Infolease at that time, and we started getting into hosting, and it just continued to grow and grow and grow, and it grew because of taking care of our clients, their pain points, their needs. From a server side, we've got over 100 servers. It's best in class, SOC 1, SOC 2, FDIC certifications, disaster recovery, immediate failovers in the event of test servers, UAT servers. So we wound up with our own development team for specific things, interfaces, web portals. We'll get into those kind of things, I suspect, over this next few chats or whatever. Portfolio management. If you have a portfolio, our customers have a portfolio, and they want to go out and get the next new deal, but they don't want to have to worry about servicing that contract, those payment applications, the invoicing for those for the next 36, 60 months, whatever it might be. Our team does that. We actually physically print invoices or email them out on behalf of our clients to their clients. Complete customer service and collections division. It's just continued to grow as customers have asked us, can you do this or can you do that? We find a way. So we have become A to Z as far as portfolio management is concerned, the hosting of the data. Our relationship with IDS took a twist a couple of years ago. They decided to become a competitor for all practical purposes. So we decided to become software agnostic, and we developed a relationship with LTI. And we now have customers that we manage their portfolios on Aspire, on our servers, and on LTI servers. I really don't care where it's hosted at. My preference is to be hosted at JDR, but our portfolio management team, they don't care. They log into wherever they're asked to log into, manage the portfolios, take care of booking contracts, change management, address changes, what have you not. Again, everything from UCC filings to property tax management, sales tax management, insurance tracking, basically everything to do with the life of the lease, including collections up to 90, 120 days past due. I don't do hard collections. I'm not going to go out and pick up your copier. No, but we do everything else. So it's been an interesting journey. John is chairman of the board. Richard's part of our team on the board of directors and doing some part-time project management now. We've brought in other owners, other project managers. The team has just grown. We went from 6 in the very beginning to 43 today and continue to grow. So I'm excited to be where we're at. It's been a great journey.
No, absolutely. And thank you for kind of outlining your business there. I wanted to make sure we're focusing on some of those portals that you were discussing. So
Okay.
you guys also have a portal division. From the equipment finance perspective, why would a leasing company come to you to build a portal? What would some of that functionality be, Doug?
Sure. We've had a web development division since the beginning to help take care of the interfaces and delivery of products and reports, what have you. About 2010, we were approached by a customer, well, now a customer anyway, about they have a great big huge dealer network, and they want those dealers to be able to submit new applications, and they want those dealers to be able to see existing contracts and those that are coming up to the end of term, 90 days, 120 days, end of term. I want to go out and sell that customer refresh their equipment, sell them a new whatever widget kind of thing. And they wanted to know if we could build a portal branded to their color schemes, their look and feel, their logos, whatever, to make it so that dealers, salespeople could log in and submit applications that would go into the front end and or back office systems that they would have themselves, which we got done. And then those applications would automatically wind up generating lease agreements that could be signed electronically, all of the documentation, all of the interfaces with, sorry about my phone just rang.
Hey, it's okay. Just work at home. It happens.
Yep. Sorry about that.
All right.
5 minutes late. There you go. You get that. You get to take care of that one, Jesse. Anyway, so the portals allow for a lot of functionality, a lot of interfaces with the CT liens of the world and the UCC filings of the world, credit score interfaces, credit bureaus. So it does a lot of that automatically now. And it keeps track of how many applications were submitted by each dealer and what was their success rates, and gives them all the online stats on a daily basis, interactively. And then the other side of that, very importantly, is I've got a customer who is coming to end of term. I want to refresh their equipment, or I've got customers that have submitted a new application, but what's their payment history? Are they delinquent or are they current? What's my exposure, my outstanding balance? So we created all of these portals originally focused on dealers, focused on the sales team. And then somebody else came along and said, yeah, but I've got customers and I want those customers to be able to go online. I want them to submit directly a new application. And once that application is approved, I want them to be able to see what their contract status is, what's their balance, and pay their bill. They can pay their invoices online. They can change some limited information based on what's allowed to be changed. So, and all of these portals are customized. I don't do anything off the shelf. We learned our lesson a long time ago that as soon as we bring something off the shelf and it's green, somebody wants it to be blue. Or somebody says, my logo is this one, it's not that one, or I want the navigation to be on the right side, not the left side, or I want it, everything wound up getting changed out of the box. So I gave up on trying to have customized portals. We've got a great team that creates prototypes, that gives a milestone type event of building something out, starting from what's the dashboard look like, what's the login screens look like, but it's all specifically customized, branded to each entity as they need. Sorry, I got long-winded, but that's what we do.
When you were telling me about that before, it's a situation where it's almost like a wrapper. If you got the portal and the front end wrapper and being software agnostic, in theory, through any API or whatever interfaces that you guys have, you can tie into any lease accounting platform, which is
we can, as long as the software platform has an API and or a SQL database or something like that that we can learn. we've figured out with our resources, because I've got all kinds of technical resources as well as web developers, graphics artists, that we tie into any back office, CRM, gold mine, whatever it might be, type, data repository, that we want data to go in, we want data to come out, we want it to be displayed, we want these certain elements or fields to be displayed. We sit down with the clients and talk about what is it that you want presented to your customers, whether those customers are the actual end user of the product or your sales team, or even your own staff. We've got a lot of staff members that use the portals instead of the software applications themselves, because we've set up the navigation, we've set up the presentation, the ease of getting a copy of an invoice, the ease of changing certain things, certain data elements within both front end and back end systems via the portal. They're one-stop clicks or whatever it is that we try to get done. What is it you need to get done? What is the most common things that you do? Let's set it up in something that's a custom interface to your resources. So it's been a win-win situation for us.
No, I agree.
Makes it better. Yeah.
That's fantastic. And that's one thing I've always appreciated. I mean, you and I have known each other for several years now, and we've been doing business with each other for a couple of years. And it was always fresh air when you sit there, and coming from the software space, you're constantly being told what software can't do. And then when you get an individual like yourself or some of those talented resources that you have, I've yet to come into that issue where it's something that we can't do. It's like, let's think about that. How do we figure that out? And that'll kind of get into where I'm going next. So when Chris and I were at your office, I want to say a little over 2 years ago, the people that you had there, you developed a really good culture. And obviously going from 6 to 43 employees. I believe 2021 is going to be the 20th year in business. So
it is.
That's a huge milestone there as well. So congrats on that.
Thank you.
You definitely have a great culture there. I mean, your approach to your customers, I definitely have a similar approach where it's extremely customer centric. It's another thing I've always appreciated about JDR is your longtime customers have been with you for a while, and extremely loyal to you, and that's a testament, Doug, of what you and your team built there.
Yeah. Interesting choice of words, Jesse, because I had a discussion with one of our customers that's been with us for 12 years today. I was talking with him, and he said one of the things that JDR has that he hasn't found anywhere else is our dedication to making sure that the customers are successful, to being there for them, to being able to answer their questions, to make sure we've got the right resources that build the relationships. That, he was talking about the one individual that he can always call. He knows that she's always going to be there. She has sent pictures of her son and her husband. Her son was born 7 years ago, and they have built a relationship. And it's those kind of relationships between us and our clients to make sure that we know each other, we know what the needs are, and we know how to make things get done, if you would, so that the client doesn't have to worry about the management of the transactions. They need to focus on going out and getting that next new deal. We'll take care of the rest. That's what we do. And it's that dedication to helping them be successful, and for that relationship between, you're not just a number, you are a person. That's the loyalties that we have to our customers is returned in the loyalties that our customers have to us. And that came into significant play over this last year and a half or so that we've gone through.
Yeah, and that's definitely an admirable position. It's, a firm believer, do the right thing by the customer and the revenue will follow.
They do.
I respect that and appreciate that. So, just kind of a fun fact about yourself. Just tell me a hobby if you don't mind.
I like to work. but that's my hobby. It,
In free time that you might have, what do you enjoy?
yeah, any free time I might have. Okay, Jesse, this is, I really am. This isn't a job. This is a life. I like what I do. I like what we do. So yes, it's pretty much 24/7. The wheels never stop turning. But when I'm not in the office or I'm not working from home as we are today, my favorite hobby is boating. I actually went to a Burger King restaurant in 1989, went to the drive-up window, got a scratch-off ticket, did my thing with it, scratched it off, and I won a 16-foot Hobie Cat sailboat. And with that sailboat, which I still have today, I taught myself how to sail. And I now have it. There's a reservoir right across the street from me. And I get out on that sailboat during the summertime and try to turn it upside down or try to get up on side and scream across the lake. But it's a lot of fun. So
That's
I graduated from it.
I always thought, all those things were rigged where you can't win. It's like you always get like a Monopoly board or something and you can't get that one final piece. So I did not know that. It's exciting that the actual guys in the 80s, people probably had a little bit more integrity too. So
yeah. So that's been a lot of fun. I have graduated. I bought a pontoon boat. And then for my ultimate getaway, I've got an older, it's paid for, a nice little Sea Ray cruiser. It's only 27 foot, but the wife and I down at Lake Monroe Reservoir, southern part of Indiana. Friday nights we take off. We can stay on the boat over the weekend with some boating friends down at the lake. The cell phone's always with me. I never stop working, but I do get out in the water and relax and come back on Sunday night and hit it again on Monday morning. But boating seems to be my thing. So
that's great. Maybe in the next couple of years, you can teach me how to. I've never done sailing before. Obviously, grew up on a big lake, so I have to check that out. So I guess final question. I know you've already kind of talked through a lot of these things. Why would I want to do business with JDR, Doug, as opposed to the other servicers out there?
The biggest thing, obviously, because of who we are and the loyalty that we have from our customers is that you want to make sure, if I'm talking to you as a potential client, you want to make sure that you don't have to worry about your portfolio. You don't have to worry about your salespeople went out there and sold this financial transaction and they told the customers it's going to be a true lease, but when we got it back in and our resources went through it all and this really doesn't fit the logistics of a true lease, it's actually an operating lease or those kind of things. Our resources know those kind of things about this industry. You don't have to worry about it. What you need to worry about, and I've said it multiple times, is focus on your customers, focus on the next new transaction. We'll take care of your customers as the next 36 months, 60 months rolls along. We'll make sure they get a proper invoice. We'll make sure if they have any billing questions, we've got a team who know the industry. They know what the leases are. They know how to manage the different multiple softwares that we're in the middle of every day. That a transaction says you owe $103, we can say why you owe $103. You don't have to worry about your portfolio when it's managed by one of JDR's resources. That's our win.
That's perfect. And, I think based on everything that I've learned about your organization over the years and what you've said, in the last 15, 20 minutes, it made my decision to come join JDR, as a full-time employee, a no-brainer. The customer-centric approach that I have a firm believer in my, I don't even know, 17 years in equipment leasing, and the culture.
That's what I've heard. Yeah.
And the culture that you've built will definitely provide both, you and I and our team at JDR for an exciting few years to come. and a definite bright future.
I'm definitely looking forward to it.
But I appreciate the opportunity, Doug, and I officially start on December 1st. So
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
All right,
I'm
sir.
looking forward to I am looking forward to the journey. You know, I've had 20 years. I probably don't have another 20 years. We'll see. Retirement is not in my future. I don't know that word, but hey, you know, we'll see.
Based on how exciting things are about to get for JDR in the industry, you're not going to want to go anywhere anytime soon. That's for sure.
No, I'm not. You're right. Yeah.
Maybe we can always get a bigger boat, but you know.
Yeah, there you go. Definitely.
All right, Doug. Well, I appreciate your time and look forward to talking with you soon, sir.
Thank you, Jesse. It's a pleasure. Welcome. I'm glad you're on board.
Absolutely.